Hi guys, welcome to card 12 of my 2013 Halloween card series. I'm starting out this card using a digital stamp from mosdigitalpencil.com, and I will link that below, and I'll also put a link on my blog post to it. And it's just the cutest little stamp ever, and it's called Zombified. And I'm using my Prismacolor pencils and my Finesse Color Pencil Blender pen, and it's dried out for like ever. So I'm just using my Gamsol, and I'm dipping the blender pen into my Gamsol and blending that way, just because it sort of has like a Copic brush nib on it, and I really like that versus the blending stumps, but either way works great for me. So I'm just using the cadmium orange hue and the yellow orange, and sort of shading with the cadmium orange hue, and the lighter color is the yellow orange. Now I'm going on to his little jacket, and his little jacket is just black. I cut the image out using my labels for Spellbinders die. So I'm just blending and shadowing and yada yada yada, same old, same old. And I'm using the black color pencil on his little boots also. I just think he's darling. For one of my older nephews, this little guy works great versus like a cutesy stamp, I guess. So now I'm going in with Sandbar Brown, and I'm just using that and cleaning the edge of my Finesse Color Pencil Blender. I just wipe it on paper to get rid of the color, and then go on to my next color. And I'm just using this Sandbar Brown and coloring in his little pants. And then going in with warm gray 30%, and then I'm coloring in his shirt to kind of let it look like it's sort of like a dirty white t-shirt, because he's a little zombie guy, so his shirt shouldn't be like crisp white, right? And I decided I wanted to give him green skin, so I'm using the lime peel as his skin, and then around his eyes I go in with a little moss green to kind of shadow around his eyes to make him look, more dark. And then for his hair, I go in and I use sienna brown and dark brown. And I blend it all together, and then I go back in and I just add streaks into his hair with the color pencils. I was gonna say Copics. Well, I guess I've been coloring with Copics forever and not using my color pencils, huh? So now I'm just adding a little bit of that same warm gray 30% to the ground to just sort of ground him so he doesn't look like he's floating. And that's all done. So I'm tearing my pattern paper, and the pattern paper I'm using is from My Mind's Eye, and it's the 6x6 pattern paper, and it's called Happy Hauntings. And I want to say I picked this up at Artco. I don't know if you have an Artco. But I think Hobby Lobby had it also when I was there. But I'm sure there's plenty of places online if you don't have a local craft store and you're looking for this pattern paper that has it also. So I just ripped and tore all the edges. And then I'm going to take my color box chalk ink, and I'm going to use the black chalk ink and edge everything. And I'm using all pattern paper from that same My Mind's Eye 6x6 pad. So all the pattern paper comes from that same exact stack. And then I'm going to be using some Simon Says Stamps Neenah 80-pound craft cardstock as my base. And this is going to be a 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch square card. And just score my card base. And then I'm going to ink the base of it also. Be very careful when you're inking because I got ink everywhere. So I just adhered the little script paper, and then I decided I wanted to put a piece of black cardstock in there, sort of just to give it, I guess like a neutral color because there's so much pattern. And I just punched it with my EK Success edge punch. I don't have any of my EK Success punches labeled. I might have to go in and try and figure out which ones they are to try and do that because I'm not sure what that one is. And just using a little bit of acid-free tape, I'm just taping the ribbon, and it's from Offray, and it's a light green satin ribbon. I just picked it up at my local craft store. I think even Walmart carries the Offray ribbon. And I'm just tying a little bow, and I wanted the bow to be in the center of the card this time. And then I tied it upside down, and then I got it right side up when I tie it upside down. It never fails. So just adjusting my bow, and then these are from Hobby Lobby, and they're called Spare Parts, and I don't even know if they sell them online, but I just thought they were the cutest brads ever, and they're called Halloween Icon Brads, and I wanted to use the little pumpkin because he's got the little trick-or-treat pumpkin pail, but I wanted it to be over the center of my bow, so I was fussing with the brad for a minute, trying to get it to go in through the ribbon and everything. But I finally do get it, and it finally does look really, really cute, I promise. And I'm just going to snip off the ends of my ribbon now. Sorry guys, I didn't realize I wasn't in focus. I have these little like tape, like if you look at my mat, there's washi tape. And it's supposed to help me stay in focus where my camera is. So using some score tape or some double-sided sticky tape that I got from Hopscotch Crafts, it's an Etsy shop. I'm just adhering that little strip of paper to the front of that. And then using some of that chevron pattern paper from that. Same cardstock pack or pattern paper pack. And then adhering the little guide to the front of my card. So now I'm going to try and stamp my sentiments onto the front of some of that same craft cardstock, and then I'm just going to trim it out. And it just says Your Scream, and it's from the Amy R's Wishful Thinking stamp set. And I'm using my EK Success corner rounder punch, and I'm just rounding all the little corners on the sentiment. And then I inked up the edges. And I'm going to use some foam dimensionals, and these are from the Sticky Stuff store, and I will link that in my blog also, and just added it to the front of the card. So now to the inside of the card. Using that same pattern paper from the pattern paper stack that I'm using by My Mind's Eye, and I'm just trimming up everything, sort of trying to coordinate everything. And then I'm going to cut a piece of white cardstock, and this is the smooth white cardstock by My Favorite Things, for a place to write a little what do you call it? Something to the recipient, I guess, yeah. Sorry guys, it's late. It's now 12:11. I just edited number 11 card series video, and now I'm trying to do this one. So bear with me, I promise. We'll get there. And then I decided, since the inside of the card was pretty, I guess, plain, I decided I wanted to put a sentiment in this inside of that one also. And I'm just trying to stamp a straight sentiment, because the way I trimmed my stamp, it was kind of hard to get it straight on the block. But I finally did. And I'm going to trim it out and round the edges on that one also. Off camera, sorry guys. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I didn't ink the sentiment, so I inked the sentiment, adhere it down, and then I add that to the inside of my card, and that's pretty much it, you guys. Thanks for watching. This is card number 12, and hopefully there will be maybe card 14, and then that'll be the end of the series. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. Toodles!